Everyone has goals, and when you come into trading, it is normal for you to have goals, or it is normal for every trader to have goals, what you want to achieve. And most of the times, we don't even know that the goals that we set for ourselves can either help us to attain what we want to attain in the shortest time possible, or these goals could help us to attain it in a very long time. So, you're welcome to these our weekly lectures where we are going to be talking about setting goals in trading that work. What goals should you set in trading that are actually going to help you to attain success in the shortest time possible? So, remember that either your goals are helping you to achieve in the shortest time possible, or they are increasing the amount of time that you have to attain your goals. So, once more, you're welcome to the lectures. If this is your first time joining us, we do these lectures every week, and the purpose for this is to increase or to better our psychology and our understanding of the market, and most importantly, an understanding of ourselves. So if this is your first time, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit that notification button so that anytime we post anything, you are going to be one of the first persons that are going to receive that notification. So when we talk about setting goals, usually there are two types of goal. We have what we call process oriented goals, and we have outcome oriented goals. So at the end of the day, whatever we do in life, whether it is trading, whether it is playing ball, whatever thing that we choose to do in life, success will come to us through the process that we are able to put in. If we put in a good process, then we get good results. If we put in a bad process, then we get bad results. So focus on mastering the process and profits will follow. So we are going to be looking at both process oriented goals and outcome oriented goals, and we are going to see which ones we should be setting for ourselves. Now, the tendency is that when most of us get into trading, the first thing that comes to mind, and I hear it all the time, because anytime that we want to take a student, what I do is I need to first of all talk with you, interview you to know where you're coming from. Can you support the journey? And it is not everybody that is born to be a trader. And so if I see that you cannot really strive in the market, I am going to tell you. And if you want to insist, then good and fine, because everybody has the freedom to make a choice. And one of the questions that I usually ask every person that comes to learn trading is, what is your goal, or what are your goals as you're embarking on trading? And most at times, what I'm going to hear is, I want to get, I want to make a lot of money, I want to retire, I want to stop working at my job, I want to build a house, I want to do that, and all of those things. I want to be making this amount of money daily. So these are the type of goals that most traders have. And the problem with these goals is that you are focusing on the outcome, all right? You're focusing on how much you can be making on trading without first of all asking yourself, what do I need to put in that is going to enable me to be able to make this amount of money, maybe daily, maybe weekly? So you're going to hear people say, I want to make like $10,000 in a month. I want to double my account. Now, these are very exciting goals, but they will often lead to frustration. So, if my goal of coming into trading is me making $10,000 monthly, and at the end of the day, since trading is always uncertain, and there is always a possibility that you could be making money or you could be losing money. So, if it is not a good month or it is not a good week, and I end up on the losing side, and my goals were uh, clearly stated that I should be making dash dash amount of money, this particular amount of money per week, per day, per month. Now, what happens is naturally you're going to get frustrated. When you get frustrated, then other aspects of your emotions will begin to come in, right? So when emotions come in, when one emotion come in, there is a likelihood that there are going to be a lot of others coming in. So I if frustration comes in, what comes in next? Anger, fear, and all of these emotions. So the reason is that they focus on what they cannot control. If you have this type of goal, it means you're focusing on what you cannot control. Now, for you to make trading very simple and easy for yourself is to know what you can control in the market and what you cannot control. So you cannot control the outcome in trading, but you can control the process and the mindset that you bring into trading. So you can control your lot sizing, you can control your leveraging, you can control your entries, your exit, you can control those things. You can control the mind that you bring into the moment of trading. But now, what you cannot control is outcome. So you don't have power to control whether you win or you lose on any particular trade. And so when you bring in a mindset that is saying that I need to be making this amount of money, it means you're trying to control outcome. And the reality about trading is that you will never know if the trade that you're putting on is going to be a winning trade or it is going to be a losing trade. So at the end of the day, we to succeed in trading, there must be a shift on focus to process oriented actions or goal rather than focusing on the outcomes, all right, or result oriented. So if you came into trading and the only thing that you have in your mind is how much money am I going to be making, you have started your journey on a very wrong footing. What you should be asking yourself as a beginner, as an intermediate, as a struggling trader is that what process do I need to put in that is going to enable me to attain these particular results? So outcome goals are the dream that like dreams, eh, but not the driver. All right. So outcome goals are the dreams, they are the motivation, but it is not motivation that is going to lead you to consistent profitability in trading. So while outcome goals can act as a good motivation for you, it is not motivation that is going to lead you to success. Nowadays, motivation is so overrated and action is underrated. Now, a lot of people are feeling so motivated. You feel like you can do everything in life, and you listen to a lot of motivational speakers out there, and you feel like, oh, I am going to crush this thing. All right. But now, motivation alone can be very elusive, meaning that if you focus just on motivation without you putting in or without you asking yourself, what are the necessary steps that I need to put in for me to be able to attain these results, then at the end of the day, you are still going to be struggling. So, outcome goals are all about results, they're all about the profits, they're all about how much you can be making, they're all about you doubling your account and all of those things. For example, I'm going to be making about 20% of my money that I deposit in my account this month. I'm going to win dash dash an amount of trades or pass this particular prop firm challenge. Now, these are good goals, but the thing is that we as traders, we cannot control outcome. What we do control is the process that we bring into the moment of performance. We cannot control if we win or we lose on any particular trade that you put on. So it is not because you put on a trade, the first trade, and you win on it, that you think that the second trade is going to be like that. There is always a possibility that on your next trade you're going to be losing money. Now, the problem that it creates, the problem that outcome goals create is that it creates a lot of pressure and anxiety. So since I am aiming to be making $500 daily, when I don't make that $500 in a day, I am going to get anxious and there is always going to be pressure on me. And when you feel pressure to make that money, and you feel that anxiety, the next thing that you're naturally going to do is that you are going to push traits, you're going to force traits, right? You're going to force traits that don't exist. You're going to see setups that don't exist and you're going to trade them. Now, the mind is very, very tricky. Where you want to see opportunity, right? When you're expecting to see opportunities, the market is going to give you the opportunity, which most of the time is not really an opportunity. And so it can also lead you to tying your emotions to your results. So you're so emotionally attached to the outcome of every trade because every trade that you're taking depends on you either flipping your account or maybe reaching your daily target. All right. So we need to understand that the market can give you whatever amount of money that you need to give in a day, and it could also take, but now we can control the amount of money that we don't lose. Now, you are never going to say, okay, I'm going to be making $1,000 every week. Trading is not an investment. So you cannot come and you say for sure that every week this is the amount of money, this is a fixed amount of money that I am going to be making. There is always a possibility that you make $1,000 today, tomorrow you make $500, the next day you make 600, the next day you lose 200, and so on and so forth. So that is how trading is. So once you tie yourself emotionally to your trading and to the outcomes of your trade, what is going to be leading your trading? It is your emotions that are going to be leading your trading. And when emotions lead your trading, then you trade out of impulse. And when you trade out of impulse, the next possible best thing is that you are going to be losing your money over and over and over again. So, outcome goals can inspire you, but they cannot drive you to consistent profitability in the market. Now, everybody has that dream to achieve, everybody has something that they want to achieve. Now, thinking, let's say, for example, I want to build a very good house for myself or maybe for my family. I want to take care of my family members. That is an outcome motivation. That is an outcome goal that you're seeking. So it can give you that drive, right? It can act as your why you want to trade. So it could act as a powerful why for you. So it can drive you, it can inspire you. But at the end of the day, it is not that motivation that is going to lead you to consistent profitability. All right. So now we have talked about outcome goals, and outcome goals are just result oriented goals. How much will I be making in a day? I get this question a lot from people who get into trading for their first time, and they come on what they ask me is that if I get into this trading, how much can I be making in a day? And I will tell them that trading is not like a fixed investment that you're going to say, this is how much I am going to be making in a day. I am not going to lie to you. There is a possibility that you could make money, and there is a possibility that you could lose money. And so you can never say for sure that this is what I am going to be making every day in my trading career. Now, let us look at what process oriented goals are. And process oriented goals are the real engine to growth. If you are focusing on outcome, what happens is that we just naturally skip the process, and it is in the process that results are created. So if I want to build a house, I have a goal to build a house, but what is the process that is going to help me to build that house? That is where my house gets all it from from the process, from me setting my foundation, from me raising it brick by brick. All right. So that is it. Those are process oriented goals. And process goals focus on behaviors and habits that we can control. So I've been saying it over and over again that we cannot control outcome in trading, but we can control the mindset and the process that we bring. And so, process oriented goals are on things like how good is my execution? How good is my risk management? How good am I following my trading plan? How good am I following my rules? How good can I manage my emotions when that danger, when that risk on capital becomes inevitable? Those are the things that are going to drive you to success. Not you thinking, oh, or saying that I'm going to be making this amount of money in a day or in a month. So, only so an example of or examples of process oriented goals are something like only trade setups that meet A plus criteria. Review and journal every trade weekly. Stop after losing at least or at most 2 to 3 trades in a day, and meditate and visualize before you trade. All right. So these are the things that you can control. You control your actions, and they build the long-term consistency. You control yourself. You could have the best strategy in the world, but if your mindset, if your execution, if your risk management is wrong, then your strategy is going to be a disaster. It is going to be a time bomb in your hands. All right. So we must focus on the things that we can control. How well am I managing myself before, during, and after I take a trade? How well can I execute? How well can I manage a trade? How well can I hold a trade? Executing a trade in the market is one thing, holding that trade into fruition is another thing. And so you could find yourself having good entries but never making money because you jump in and you jump out. And that is the result of us being emotionally attached to our trades. So, my friends, you can control your your actions in the market. You cannot control the outcome. But what do you find most of us trying to do? We are trying to control outcome, and there is no way that you can control outcome. So when I put on a trade, what I say to myself is that I have done my own part of the business. Now let the market do its own part of the business. Because after you put on a trade, you are never going to know if the trade is going to be a winning trade or it is going to be a losing trade. There are a lot of things that could happen in between, because the market that we are trading or the environment in which we are conducting business in is a very volatile environment. It is a very dynamic environment, meaning that at any point in time, anything can happen. So there is this good trading psychologist and trader, Dr. David Paul, and I'll encourage you to check out some of his work. He once recounted a story that he was trading on he was trading on oil, and on that particular morning, he took a trade on a long position on oil, and it was going up in his favor. He was already up about 12 pounds, 12,000 pounds, sorry. And he was excited, right? And he said, let me go get into the kitchen and get myself a good cup of coffee. And he gets into the kitchen, gets himself a good cup of coffee, and by the time he returns to his trading desk, the trade that was in profit is now a losing trade, and he has been closed out on a loss, just being saved by his stop loss. So what happened was that somebody in Nigeria went and blew up the pipeline, and after blowing up the pipeline, price of oil dropped massively, and it went again against his position. So these are things that we find in trading day in, day out. This is just the nature of the market, a very dynamic environment. And if you don't understand all of these things, then at the beginning, what you are going to be focusing on is going to be the result. And we said that your goals can either make you or they destroy you. All right. So, why process oriented goals work? Why should we be focusing more on the process? Now, the process is going to build the actual skills that you need. So, when you come into trading or any field of endeavor, the first thing is that you need knowledge. When you gain knowledge, you need experience. When you gain experience, your knowledge and experience is going to develop into a skill. And now your knowledge, experience, and skill is going to lead you to your result. So, focusing on the process means that you know that the first thing you need to do is you need to gain knowledge. After you've gained knowledge, you need to gain experience. After gaining experience, knowledge and experience will produce skill. And uh, knowledge, experience, and skill are going to produce your results. So when we focus on the process, what happens is that we actually focus on building discipline and structure. It also reduces the emotional pressure. So if my goal of getting into trading was to become a rich person by the end of this year, and by the end of the year I am not able to attain that, what do you think is going to happen? You get emotionally frustrated, and you get all that pressure on you for you to keep up with the Joneses, right? So you're going to find yourself being pressured for no good reason. All right. What I usually tell my students is that you need to take this trading one step at a time. So, I have been on the Boya Mountain for a couple of times. I think I have gone to the mountain for about 3 times. And every time that I went up to the mountain, I was always one of the first people that will reach the summit. Not because I was too powerful or not because I was too fast, but because what I usually do is that I know where I am going to, but I focus on putting one leg or one step ahead of the other. So when you are focused on results, you're going to put pressure on yourself to get that result. And when you put that pressure on yourself, it is not going to be good for your trading. Being able to trade successfully in the trading or in the financial market, it requires a different level of a calm mind. Okay, so there is a video in the channel, there is a lecture that we did on how we can develop a calm mind, and why maintaining a calm mind under pressure in trading is the best thing or one of the best things that you can do for yourself. It improves consistency and execution. So when you have a well defined process in place, and you know what you need to do, you know that you should be focusing more on the process, on your execution, on your risk management, on your entries and your exits, and also on your mindset, then it is going to improve your consistency and your execution. So trading success will not come from you executing any one trade in the market. All right. So you cannot execute just one trade and you begin to call yourself I am a consistently profitable trader. Trading success comes from a continuous execution of your edge day in, day out. And it is only in the process that you are going to build this consistency. And process oriented goals, why the work is because it actually helps you to focus on what is going to produce results for you. And it also creates momentum through daily wins. I always like to tell people that if you cannot bring yourself to love your losses in the market, then there is no way you're going to be a winning trader. Because every time that you take a loss and you hate the loss, you're going to hate yourself. You're going to blame other people. You're going to blame the market. You're going to revenge trade. You're going to frustrate. And this is when disaster begins to hold you by the neck. So, focusing on the process and why process oriented goals is that it is going to create that momentum through your daily execution. So, if I execute my plan or my trading strategy and on my setup and it follows everything, win or lose, I am still a winning trader. I am still a worthy trader. My winning is not tied to my performance. And so, if your winnings or your outcome is tied to performance, is tied to your word, sorry, then there is always going to be a problem in your trading. So, when you measure success by your actions instead of outcome, consistency is naturally going to follow. But if you're measuring your success based on your outcomes, then what happens when your outcome is not positive? It means you're not a worthy trader. It means you're not a successful trader. So, process oriented goals, they work because it actually helps you in building the skill that is going to help you to attain consistent profitability in the market. So, now process oriented goals, outcome oriented goals, they are good, right? If I have my goal, like before getting into trading, my goal has always been to have my time and my financial freedom. That is an outcome goal. So I also have my outcome goal. So my outcome goal is acting as motivation. It is acting as the strong reason why I should not give up on the journey, especially when the journey gets tough, right? There are times when the journey is going to get tough, like in a week you are having a very long losing streak. It is very frustrating. So, trading is the only profession in the world that today you can feel like you're a master and tomorrow you feel like you are a novice. So, today the market you're going to trade very beautifully, and then the next day the market unleashes something different on you, and you begin to ask yourself that, hey, am I really a good trader? Do I even need to know these things? Should I go back to the learning decks? Now, all of these goals, whether be it outcome or be it goal oriented or outcome oriented, they are good. But now we are saying that outcome oriented goals are the destination that you want to get to, while process oriented goals are the train or the car that is going to take you to reach at your destination. So you must be able to know your destination and then to know the car that you need to take, which is the process that you must put in for you to get to your destination. So instead of us focusing just on one of these goals, we can use both of these outcome and process oriented goals so that it is going to act as a more measure booster to whatever thing that we are doing. All right. So Your outcome goals are going to be the reason why you are getting into trading. I always tell people that if you don't have a strong reason why you want to do something, you are never going to see uh, anything that is worthy of you following up on that. So if you don't have a strong reason why you want to become a consistently profitable forex trader, then when the journey gets tough, it is very easy for you to run away. So anytime that the journey gets tough, what I do is that I go back to my journal and I look at my journal and I see the reason why I began the journey. And the reality is that whether you are profitable in trading or you're not profitable, the market is always going to be teaching us new lessons over and over and over and over and over again. So there is never one day that I'm going to be saying that I am a pro in this thing. Pro means that you cannot make mistakes, right? But now, at the tail end, the market is dynamic, meaning that things are changing. The market is changing. The behavior of assets are changing. And as it is changing, you must be able to learn and to adapt to all of these things. So when you embrace forex trading, know that you have embraced continuous learning. So we could combine both of these to get a maximum impact. So if I know my why I want to trade, that is my outcome goal. And if I know what I need to put in to get to that my why, then you have more momentum on what you're doing. So think of it this way: outcome goals, your destination, right? So to become consistent and to become a profitable trader, that is your destination. The process oriented goal, the path that you are going to follow, the car that you are going to take. Are you going to take a car that is faulty? Are you going to take a car that works perfectly? If you're taking a car that works perfectly, then you know that you need to get knowledge, you need to get experience, and you need to get skills. And these skills are what and these skills will now lead you to your results. All right, so the best approach that we can use when it comes to setting goals and setting the right goals in trading is we use outcome goals for vision and for motivation, right? So whenever I look at my reason why I started doing forex, that is my motivation, that is my vision, right? And then we can now use oriented goals for discipline, for patience, and for building the skills that we need to execute and to be profitable in trading. So these are or this is the best approach that we can use. So we use our outcome goals for vision and for motivation, while we use our process oriented goals to actually get the skill or to get what is going to enable us to become a consistent profitable trader. So when you look at those that are successful out there, don't just be telling yourself, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person. Ask yourself that what have these people done that has led them to where they are? When you do that, then you are going to be focusing more on the process. So this is what happens when we focus on the process, results come naturally. But when we focus on the goals, on the outcome, right, what happens is that results are going to be forced. And when results are forced, when you frustrate, right, it is always going to end up as a disaster. So together, they can keep you very ambitious and grounded. So your ambition is going to be tied to your outcomes, and your grounding is going to be tied to the process that you or we must put in for us to attain consistent profitability in trading. So whenever you look at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself that, do I possess the knowledge, the experience, and the skill that can enable me to make at least $500 or $1,000 in a day? Ask yourself that question. And then when you answer the question, you're going to know what you should do or what you should not be doing. Now, when you learn all of these things, there are a lot of information. There is a lot of information when it comes to trading out there. And there is a lot. Now, most of this information is not good. So when you get any information, not only in trading as well, you must be able to apply what we call filter. Not every information that you find out there is good for your growth and for your mind. So when you get all the informations that are available out there, filter them. Take the ones that are good for your growth and you discard the ones that are not good for your growth. So you're going to be learning a lot of things, and you have been learning a lot of things, and you have been listening to me talking. Excuse me. The reality is that you cannot just come and then you listen to me and you watch every video that I post without you being able to execute. Execution is what is going to bring you money. If you know all the principles, you know all the theories in trading, and you never place a trade, there is no way that you're going to be making money from trading. So, after you have gained all the knowledge, what you're going to do is that you must be able to put into practice all of these things. Practice or practicals will outweigh theory over and over and over and over and over again. Now, one of the reasons why I don't really like the education system is because we have been teaching practical, 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 practical. And when you leave from school and you come to face the real life out there, it is like you have been in a different world, right? And now you're getting into a different world. So if we can incorporate more practicals into what we are doing, I think that is going to serve us more better. So, as a trader, for you to make money, you must be able to press on that buy and that sell button. If you cannot do that, you cannot make money consistently in trading. And being a consistently profitable forex trader does not actually mean that you're not going to be losing money. Every trader takes that hit. But now, those that have mastered themselves and have mastered the art of trading, the way that they respond to losses is far more different from those that are struggling consistently in the market as well. So, those who struggle consistently in the market, how do they see losses? They see it as a whole threat to their trading career. They see it as failure. They see it as stumbling blocks. But those that are consistently profitable, they understand that taking a loss is just a cost of doing business. Just like we do our normal day to day, our normal traditional business, there are days that you could take a hit, you'd make a loss, and there are days that you make a lot of money, and there are days that you just break even. So that is how trading is. If you buy your goods and you're not able to sell all the goods and you incur some losses, then that is just a business expense. So when you come into trading and you feel as if there is a tree of money somewhere that you just need to put on a button and you harvest that money, that is where there is problem in trading. All right. So every trader that you see out there loses. Even me, I do lose on my trades as well. But the way that I see my losses as far, far, far different from the way that somebody who is still struggling sees the losses. So instead of you viewing failure as stumbling blocks, as the end of the road for you, you begin to see losses as lessons that you can learn from, as springboards that you can use to propel yourself to the next level. So take a moment and you write this down. Your main outcome goal If your main outcome goal is for you to buy a Lamborghini, for you to build the biggest mansion in Africa, for you to do whatever you want to do, or is it your time freedom or your financial freedom that you're looking for? You write it down. This is going to act as your powerful why you need to do this thing. If you don't have a strong reason why you must do trading, why you need to do trading, then when those difficult moments come, you're going to find yourself uh, dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And some people often drop to an extent that they give up on trading because you just heard somewhere that somebody's making money out of trading and you say, okay, let me try this thing out without you having a strong reason why you want to do trading. So, the reason why I love trading so much is that apart from the time and financial freedom that trading offers, it also offers us a wide range of education, of self mastery. All right. So, if you turn to one side of a coin, you're going to see head, and you turn to the other side, you're going to see tail. So, trading is just like a coin, and the two sides of it, one side of the coin, we have life, and one side of the coin, we have trading. And so, if you can master trading, you're going to master a lot of things when it comes to life. You cannot become a consistent, profitable trader without discipline. You cannot become a consistent, profitable trader without patience. You cannot become a consistently profitable trader without courage. You cannot become a consistently profitable trader without you having that ability to suit yourself, to console yourself on the bad days. So, when you build all these attributes, what happens next is that it begins to naturally radiate into other aspects of your life. And you can build these aspects out of trading as well. And when you build them out of trading, then you can just simply bring them now into trading and you begin to apply them. So, at one point in my trading journey, I used to know that I am one of the most patient people, but when I got into trading, that is when I realized that no, I was not really patient. And so I needed to work on my patience and work on my patience again and again. So it is not like when you do it today, that is all. No, it is something that you must do every day. So trading is a proactive activity. You must be able to apply that discipline, that patience, that courage, that self-soothing each and every day. So every day that you are a trader, you must be working on yourself. So set yourself, write down one main outcome goal, and then you write down three process goals that will support your outcome. What do I need to put in? Is it that I need to take a mentorship course? Is it that I need to read more? Is it that I need to practice more? Is it that I need to work on my execution? Whatever thing, you best know these things. And if you best know it, then write it down. Then ask yourself daily, am I following my process or am I just chasing outcome? Most of our brothers and sisters that we see out there, what they are doing is they are chasing outcomes, right? That's why when you go on social media, the contents that really make a lot of value, most people they don't even watch it. What are they watching? They are watching people that are flashing cars, showing you money, showing you how they've traded and made money. Those are the things that they are focusing on, which is very, very sad because you are focusing on the wrong thing. Now, it is a good goal for you to want to have that money, to have that car, to buy that Lamborghini, to buy that Ferrari. But now, what is going to guide you? What is the process that you must put in for you to get to that destination? And this is where most of us we fail in trading. So, success in trading isn't about predicting every move in the market. It is actually about you focusing or following your process with discipline, and with patience. And so, trading success, I will say again, is all about the mindset and the process that you bring into the moment of performance. If we have a system that works 100%, but we put it in the hands of the wrong mind, that strategy is going to be worthless. So, a right strategy in the hands of a wrong mind will become a disaster. So, master your process and your results will take care of themselves. So, my friends, if you have watched us right to the end of this video, then or of this lecture, then it means that you have actually learned something and you have taken away something. The best thing that you could do for us is to give us a thumbs up. And when you give us a thumbs up, you're going to be telling YouTube that, oh, this is good material. You can now recommend this material to a lot of traders that are out there. And so most of our brothers and sisters out there are going to be benefiting from this. So in trading, we don't have any competition, right? The only true competition that you have in trading is your own self, because the money is there, 6 trillion US dollar, and the money keeps on increasing. So you just need to go in there and you collect it with no jealousy, with no comparison. So give this video a thumbs up, and other traders are going to find this video because you're going to be telling YouTube that this is good content for you to share or for you to recommend to other traders. And it is always in giving that we receive. That is the natural law of life. If you want to receive, then you must give. And giving does not only mean that you give people natural or physical products like physical cash. If you have good thoughts about somebody, if you have good intentions about somebody, if you share them a piece of information, that is giving as well. And the most important giving that we ever give, right, is not even the physical things that we give to people. All right, that is just an outward sign. But the most important gift that we give to people is our mental gift, the love that we have for people, the love that we have for the community. And it is out of this deep love that every week I come up here to do these lectures to help everybody who is struggling with trading and who is trying to get to that level that they don't have to stress themselves about money or about anything again concerning money in life. Now, there is a link in the description, and it is a link to our Telegram channel. You can join the Telegram channel free of charge, where we send analysis, we send daily quotes on emotional management, on mindset and psychology. And also, my number is there. You can either get to me through normal calls or you can get to me through WhatsApp for whatever challenge that you are facing. Also, there is a link to a brokerage firm, and this broker is Ixness. It is the most used and most efficient broker that you can find in the market in the 21st century. So, trading success comes from three things: your mindset, your psychology and your emotional regulation. Secondly, your methodology that has to do with your strategy. And thirdly, your broker. So you could have a good mindset, have a good methodology, and your broker still kills you. So take advantage of this opportunity and create your account with the best broker that we have in the world. And we have all type of local payment methods. So when you deposit your money, it is easy for you to withdraw. So my friends, I hope that this lecture helps you. It gives you the boost that you need in your trading. If you want to contact us or if you want to be part of our mentorship program, just leave me a message through the number that we have in the description. It is also in the pin posts as well. So thank you very much for always giving us a listening ear, and stay consistent, stay focused, trade the process and not the outcome. May the universe continue to guide, bless, protect, and provide for you each and every step of the way. God bless you all and have a great rest of your time. Bye bye.